Good morning and welcome to the People Pleaser Support Group. If you are a first timer here, my name is Tina Rose and I am a recovering people pleaser. If you are returning and you've seen previous videos of mine, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I have been summoned to change the trajectory of your life by coming on daily, recording videos on a daily basis, and sharing my stories of healing and finding self-love, etc., through my vulnerability of sharing things that have happened in my life, things that are happening, and other current events around my experience, which can be very interesting and fun. You have to commit to seeing and understanding everything that is happening in your experience and understand that it is all happening in the mind of God. This is all a dream, and you are creating your experience. And when you see and really understand and continue reminding yourself, if you need to, that everything is happening for you to expand and grow, to heal and learn. Everything is happening for you. And I've said this on several other videos, but the whole world is conspiring for our healing and our ascension. Today, I am getting to share, my guides are giving to me right now, dropping it in my thought process to share some of the many ways that we can receive or know that our guides are connecting with us. Consciously received channeled information and know that our guides are connecting with us because we are always channeling everything we're getting. But now we want to learn to consciously channel, to know in every given moment what and why that is coming through to us and why we are seeing it, why we are feeling it, even why we are smelling it. And I say that because what is dropping in from my guides is to talk about how high frequency beings, your guides, can connect with you in different ways or help you to see that they want to connect with you. And they want you to consciously be aware of what they are bringing through. And one way is this particular high frequency being that has been connecting with me, I'll say at least over the months, maybe longer, the last few months. But a high frequency being, will often, or every time that I'm aware of, shows me something about my dad, the person that was my dad in this lifetime. And they come through and they do things that will get our attention and stand out using all the clairs that we have, stuff we can see, our clairvoyance, stuff that we feel, things that we feel, feelings that we suddenly have, things that we smell. And I am going to talk about this specific one, this particular high frequency being shows me things about my dad in different ways. One time I had a dream about my dad, and when he was alive, He came over to visit for a holiday, and I had turned on, or it was on, I don't know, a movie. And this was years ago, called Sling Blade. And my dad greatly identified with that character. And I remember him being so hyper focused on that movie when it was time for us to eat, or if somebody was standing around talking, he would just hyper zoom in to be able to hear everything that that character said. So that's what this high frequency being that was trying to get my attention was showing me in the dream. So when I woke up from the dream, I knew that I needed to tune in, quiet my mind, and understand what this high frequency being was wanting to, what message it wanted to give me in that moment. Another time that the same high frequency being was trying to get my attention, and he presents my dad to me, was I recently had a memory of a time long ago, about 8 years ago, of when I actually saw my dad's appearance, sort of like a hologram, over a person in the physical that I was standing in front of. He gave me a memory recently of that past event where I saw my dad instead of the person I was looking at. So that memory came in, and I was like, okay, I know that this high frequency being is trying to get my attention. What do I need to know? Quiet my mind, slow down, focus inward, and find out what he is wanting to connect with me about. And another way is the smell. For a long time, whenever I smell toast cooking, bread in the toaster oven cooking or toasting, I know that is my dad, something related to my dad. So it's either in the very early years, I thought it was my dad trying to connect with me. Um, and then in this past year, I've recognized that whenever something like this happens around my dad to get my attention, that it is this particular high frequency being. I just saw 2222 on the clock on the counter. And I think that was a confirmation that every time something comes into my experience that stands out about my dad, it is this high frequency being. That was a confirmation. Um, so this just morning, that's not the first time that the toast smell has gotten my attention, and it was this high frequency being want to connect with me. But it can happen in so many different ways. One of the obvious ways to know that our guides are wanting to connect with us or giving us signs is angel numbers. And the same way that I just saw the quadruple twos, the four twos all together on the counter when I was talking about how this high frequency being wants to connect with me, that was my confirmation that that was what I was thinking in that moment. So another example of what happened this morning, and these are just quick little examples. I was walking in the kitchen, and as I just was walking in and happened to notice, we notice angel numbers a lot of the times, not when we're specifically on purpose looking for them. That's not the same. But when we're not even thinking about it, and our eyes are directed toward the clock or wherever, the billboard, license tag, and without even thinking about or wanting to see an angel number, you see one. This morning I was walking in the kitchen. My attention went to the clock on the stove. I saw 10:10. So I said, okay, what was I thinking in that very moment that I saw 10:10? And I was thinking about a particular person and how it touched my heart, of how something they said to me made me feel. That's what I was thinking about in that moment when I saw 10:10 on the clock. Another thing that happened during the night, I had a dream, and it was about someone that I know. And when I woke up from the dream, I started exploring, right? Tuning in, asking my guides, guardian angel, what was this dream about? What was it showing me? What was it a symbol for? What was the symbology? And what I got is that my friend has just had their awakening. And the dream wasn't something specific about awakening necessarily, right? So a lot of times you can kind of decipher what are the symbols showing me from this dream? What are the symbols in this dream showing me? What am I meant to see or learn from this? And you can have different kinds of dreams, right? Prophetic dreams. Um, and but this one, the friend in the dream was upset about something, sad about something, and so it would not have been my first um, idea to think that that dream was about him awakening. But then once I found out, I was like, okay, I can see that because sometimes awakening can be scary or sad because you find out something that you really believed in isn't real, really the way it's happening. We're seeing it one way, but it's really means something else. And so that can be sad. It can be scary at times. So lots of different things that are happening in our everyday experience. And it's always, 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 always about something that is helping us take the next step to get to our healing, our ascension, to our awakening, following that path that you are creating for yourself to get to every point that is going to take you to that next stair step, that next rung on the ladder, everything. And it really helps to know that everything is happening for you because it begins to get a little bit more easier. Things are still hard. You're still going to have challenges, opportunities disguised as challenges, and things that emotions that you have to go through, things that are hard, people leaving your life, different things. But when you find out and you really believe and understand that everything is happening in your experience for you, then it does get a smidge easier. It gets fun. That's the way I see it. A synchronicity can be so fun. And you can look at everything this way. And the more you look at it this way, the more succinct you become at it. The easier it gets for you, the more informations and connections you get from your guides because you're recognizing them. They're always there, but when you begin to recognize them, it just gets so fun. In between all the hard and crunchy experiences that we need to have, and by hard and crunchy, I don't mean like peanut brittle, sweet and tasty. Hard and crunchy, as in the difficult times, the hard things we have to look at and face. That's the hard and crunchy. A couple of examples that are coming to me now, and I paused the video and went and confirmed with my guys that they wanted me to share these two, um, that make it fun. These were fun for me. The first one was fairly recent. I have shutters in my house, and I open them every morning. I close them every night. And a week or so ago, um, I closed them. I closed one of them. There's two big windows behind the sofa. My daughter was sitting on the sofa, and she knows that I do this every night. But so she just reached up behind her and she closed that blind. And when she did that, I said, oh, yeah, that's right. So I got up and closed the other one. And just minutes later, after I took my dog out and I came back in and I walked by the blinds and I just froze. looking at the blinds. My jaw dropped. My eyes were big like quarters. The blinds were open, and immediately things like that are so hard to believe and seem impossible, don't discount them. Dig deeper. Because in the first moment that I froze and I was like, I don't think I reopened those. I don't remember, but you start discounting what's you're really right before your eyes. And I said, I'm pretty sure that I did not reopen those blinds. I remembered 100% that my daughter and I had closed them, but I had like a little bit, like 1%. I'm like, am I sure I didn't, out of habit, just muscle memory, just walk by and I don't know. But I was so just dumbfounded once I got into my bed where I can relax and calm in my little sanctuary back there. I started tuning in and asking my guides, did I reopen those blinds? And I got a big no with the exclamation mark. So I continued to ask questions until I figured out and I was given and confirmed who the high frequency being was that did that. And so, I mean, that is fun. That is fun. It is not scary. You have to trust, you have to know that, and clear your field, right? I have Archangel Michael as my spiritual bouncer. I've invited Archangel Michael to come and live with me and post an angel in every corner of my home. So I know that I am safe, not only from physical danger, but from the negative energies that might. If you're in a lower vibration, that's when they can come in. So just always, make a point to call in that protection, right? Clear your energies. Ask Archangel Michael to place that white bubble of protection around you, and you're good. So I felt completely safe. That was a lot of fun. And then they brought into my awareness about a time that happened 4 or so years ago. And this one, I had evidence. It wasn't just me because my daughter heard it first and she ran back in. We had just gotten home from the grocery store, parked the car in the garage, put the garage door down, the big one. And I had walked into the kitchen carrying the first load of groceries. And my daughter came running in. She said, Mom, someone's knocking on the back door, the small, human walk-through door. And I said, really? And I walked real quick. I said, well, let's see who it is. And they were banging on the back door, just banging, banging, banging. And I said, well, you don't need to get upset. It's okay. That door's locked. This garage door, big garage door is down. We are safe. But they kept knocking. I mean, it was banging, banging, banging hard. And so finally, we stood there for a good few minutes listening to this knock, banging on the door. Never heard like a human say anything, just a heavy banging door knock. And I wasn't about to open it. But I mean, I was calm. I was trusting. I was like, is this really happening? Is this like an energetic thing? And there's nobody there. So my neighbor who lives like right next to me, and we're pretty close, his driveway and his garage is probably about 20 feet from mine, from that side of the house. So I asked him, he has security cameras. I asked him, when you get a chance, look around this time of day for anything that you might see at my backside garage door. He did not see anything. He said, Tina, I looked 30, 40 minutes before and 30, 40 minutes after the time you pointed out. He said there was nothing. So this was just another sign. And at the time, when I started tuning in, I was like, what is this showing me? It was about for me, it was about the end of a cycle and that a new door was opening, and for me to know that that opportunity was knocking. That's what I confirm via my spirit guides that that was about. So notice all these things. They can be so much fun. Find the fun and the humor in it because they do have a sense of humor. And that's so exciting. I had no idea coming into this recording today what I was going to talk about. Again, I'm really trying to stop figuring it out, stop planning it. I want it to be what others are ready to hear in that moment. And I don't want it to be from my person. I want it to be from my heart and from my higher self. So I jump on the computer, turn on the camera after I do some preparation for it energetically and meditatively. And I say, okay, I allow what others need to hear to channel through me clearly and consciously. And I want to be here for that. So I hope this helps someone. And I am going to do an energy healing now. And this was not planned either. So go ahead and get into your comfortable position. And I am being guided to use the same crystals that I used for yesterday's energy healing. And this is lapis lazuli. And it has been programmed and infused with focal tones to increase and amplify the healing frequencies that this stone has been programmed with. And in this case, it is throat chakra, self loyalty, and self expression. So lapis lazuli, it's going to be right here in front of the computer, and also the clear quartz for mental clarity. And the clear quartz is backing up the lapis lazuli and helping with the amplification of the healing frequencies that are coming from the lapis lazuli. All right. So energy healing, say I'm open to receive. And we begin. I allow the energies that we need to channel through me. I put my entire focus on the will of God. Through total surrender, dropping into my center. Through total surrender to divine will for what we all need today. To be channeled through this instrument that we call my human body. Take a few rounds of deep inhales, pause at the top, and then breathe each one out slowly. And there is a neurological connection between a long out breath and a calming of the mind and a feeling of peace. And this is the time. There is no better time than right now to commit to your healing, to your highest calling, to tuning in any given moment and discerning what is coming and being given to you. And part of what this energy healing today is for, I'm just getting now, is to help you discern between the ego activity, the old patterns, the survival strategies, discerning between that and higher guidance. In a lot of cases, you already know, but then we second guess ourselves. And don't beat yourself up about that. Always, always be gentle with yourself. And remember, it's all happening for you. Even knowing that the ego activity has been happening for you, it is the contrast that we need to learn, help us learn and discern what is from the ego mind and what is from the higher mind. We are on the journey of our soul, dreaming the dream of us, dreaming the dream, my soul dreaming the dream of Tina in this human body, your soul dreaming the dream of you in that human body. And say, I am ready. I am ready to have some fun with this newfound information. Maybe you've heard it before, but I'm ready to reinvest. I'm ready to recommit. The energy's coming through strong. So it's like a pulsing out my hands, out my heart, out my throat. If it resonates with you to commit to your path, to full awareness, I'm being guided to say this, but it is a lesson for me because I have some resistance around saying it. If it resonates with you and you feel you are ready to go deeper, I'm still resisting it. Feel free to connect with me. I am here. I am strongly being guided to commit and to call in one-on-one experiences with anyone who feels they are ready to do so. I It was hard for me to get out, and I'm a little bit emotional about it. A lesson in me putting value on what I have to offer. And I mirror that for you. That's what I'm being told. I mirror that for you, putting value on what you have to offer. We got this, my friends. Another thing I'm being guided to say is that this person, this being, this Tina, always had a deep determination to face her fears. This is true. I can vouch for that. And this determination is one of the things that has helped get her where she is today, stepping out and shining her light to serve in humanity's ascension as an essential leader in divine feminine Christ consciousness movement. And you are seeing this. If this is resonating with you, it's because you too are ready to commit. Follow her mirroring, follow her demonstrations of what it has been like for her, of what it feels like for her, and how fun it can be. It has been for her. You are so loved. We are you and you are us. We are together as the mind of God. Blessed be. We love you. See you tomorrow.